we are going to get right into this. So this is going to be big spoiler warnings for the post-credit scene of Eternals and the Eternals movie in general. So spoiler warning if you have not seen the Eternals yet and do not want to be spoiled. So Marvel Studios' The Eternals post-credit scene introduced us to Pip the Troll and the Eternal Star Fox, who is the brother of Thanos, right? So I want to talk about what potential implications the introduction of Star Fox and what he said, what implications this has on the history of Titan and the history of Eternals and really the MCU in general. So if you enjoy this video, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content. So when Star Fox first appears in the post-credit scene for Eternals, he's kind of hyped up and announced by Pip the Troll, and Pip the Troll announces him as the Crown Prince of Titan, brother of Thanos. So let's kind of examine what we know about Titan and Thanos so far. So back in Infinity War, Red Skull, when Thanos takes Gamora to Vormir to get the Soul Stone, Red Skull says Thanos is the son of Alars, which is also kind of soft confirming that means Star Fox also has to be the son of Alars. So this also insinuates that something similar to the comics happens in regards to Eternals events that took place. So in the comics, Alars and his brother Zuras, I'm honestly not entirely sure how to pronounce it, but Zuras, they got into a sort of civil war where Zuras' side believed that they should not dabble in their cosmic powers or intellect, and therefore not create more Eternals, while Alars believed that they should use technological and biological means to create more Eternals. So eventually, this kind of civil war conflict settled, and Alars was allowed one colony to conduct basically his experiment of seeing where his methods and ideologies would lead him. So the place that he settled in the comics was Titan. So although in the comics, Thanos is directly responsible for the destruction of Titan, in the movies, he says that he got wiped out, that Titan got wiped out because they did not listen to him and they simply went extinct, which seems to be due to the lack of resources. Now, just off of this information alone, I kind of want to raise the question, though, is how reliable of a narrator is Thanos, right? So we've only heard this story from one side, so we don't know how much of the truth Thanos is telling. So let's just take what we know so far, though. Regardless of all that, one of the main implications is that it seems that Thanos is an Eternal with a deviant gene. Right, so that's that right there. So because and I will say he was an Eternal with a deviant gene in the comics. So that's why if we're saying that Star Fox is the brother of Thanos and Star Fox looks normal and he's introduced as an Eternal, then number one, that makes Thanos an Eternal as well, and number two, it implies that Eros, aka Star Fox, and Thanos were both biologically born, just like how they were in the comics, except Thanos was an Eternal born with a deviant gene. So the main question I want to raise now, and I've raised it a couple of times in regards to the Eternals, is if this is the case, why could the Eternals on Earth not intervene specifically when Thanos came and he wiped out half the population? Well, I think the implication is that they honestly could have. I think that's what's trying to be said. I think they could have interfered if they want to, but I think that it was a conscious decision by Ajak to not. I personally believed that if they wanted to, they could have, but Ajak, knowing the original plan of the Celestial Arishem, who was the one who sent the Eternals to Earth, and why they were on Earth in the first place, which was obviously to build up Earth's population so that the Celestial, I believe Tiamat, could be born from Earth and therefore killing everybody on Earth, but allowing more stars and galaxies and such to be birthed from the Celestial. I think that Ajak purposely let Thanos wipe out half the population to intentionally prevent the emergence to begin with, and therefore allowing whoever was left on Earth to survive. So I think right there, that's the biggest implication as to why the Eternals couldn't, or I should say didn't, intervene when Thanos showed up. If you kind of agree with that theory, go ahead and comment below or tell me what you think. I am going to make another video going more in depth as to what potentially happened on Titan, but I think that's just the biggest implication of what Star Fox said in the post-credit scene of Eternals. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content, and I appreciate you watching the video.